What's up, guys? Eric here with MajorLeagueTrading.com, and in tonight's free video, I think the theme or the title of this is just going to be tough day trading overall right now in this current market. So just over the past few days, it's been very kind of wishy-washy in my opinion. What you would have expected us to do Monday or Tuesday, kind of leading into earnings and all of those things, is ultimately what we ended up doing here today. And as you can see, that is pretty much just going sideways here. So again, I was thinking this was kind of going to be the case leading up, outside of a few individual names. I thought that was going to be the case leading up until today when we finally kicked off with, Netflix and Tesla earnings here, which so far I have to say, Tesla, at least as of 5 minutes ago when I looked at it here, is a complete disappointment in terms of the action in which I was expecting. Netflix here makes some sense, but just looking at the overall S&Ps, I mean, we had a 20 3/4 point range, so call it 21 points on the day, and we closed basically within a point of where we opened at on the day after going higher, going lower, trying to go higher, going lower, and trying back, higher again ultimately. So really indecision type of day here, and this is where a lot of people end up kind of getting chopped up. And we had some individual names that moved pretty well. So Snow here, again, tough day trades, right? Is Snow presented an opportunity where we opened over 190.80. We can buy pullbacks to that level. Targets on that, first target's 192.67. If we can get through that, then we've got more room to the upside, and it probably should have gotten through that, right? It should have done the thing in which it was supposed to do, but it doesn't, decides to, in fact, roll over. Not something I can necessarily short in here, given the daily uptrend, all the things, but rolls over, retests the level and goes on about its day to the downside, which is kind of surprising. On the other hand, when you look at something like SCHW here, same thing. Nice gap, second day earnings, rallies right up into 68.74. That was our resistance level. We were able to take off a little bit of the swing position from yesterday. And then it just reverses and rolls back over to the downside. And I mean, this put in a pretty decent, $2.78 range overall on the day. And just overall, I think rather tough conditions. If we want to look at just one more here, in Apple, this was my favorite swing coming into this week. We picked up a position. We ended up getting tripped out of that position, and honestly by just a few pennies. And then today, which obviously we wouldn't know that this was to be the case, they get some AI news and just absolutely rip and run to the upside there. So overall, I think it's been a rather difficult week here, and probably a little bit more stressful, mentally draining than what we probably needed coming into earnings. So with that, we're finally getting some movement here coming out of Netflix. So Netflix right now, I think it's going to be working its way down. I've got a level all the way down here at 431.52s in Netflix. So the key game plan for me right now, we're about $10 away from that level. I think we're going to probably trade that level in the overnight session here. I think we'll work our way down towards that level. And ultimately tomorrow is going to be, can we open above or below that level? And that's really going to dictate, hey, can we try and retrace a little bit of this move? Or are we going to end up, getting absolutely smacked to the downside? And from there, it actually ends up opening a door potentially all the way down towards like 396s here. You can see that next level here on the daily chart, 396.58. Which would make some sense. It would kind of put us back down towards that $400 number with OPEX, all of the things. So I actually do kind of like the potential here in Netflix for that. In terms of Tesla here, Tesla's got a pretty important level right here where it's currently trading at 288.45. Again, this thing had a rather large expected move. The whole entire world was long Netflix, long Tesla coming into this. And I'm honestly kind of surprised that Netflix is down as much as it is, and the NASDAQ really hasn't moved as much as I would have thought. But I mean, Tesla down $4, like it's really nothing for it. But the daily chart says, hey, yeah, I could probably use a pullback here. Going into tomorrow, obviously going to be watching this 288.45 level, but If we can hold this and actually try and maybe turn green on the day, I don't know if that's a possibility or not. But if we can, then I like the idea of a Friday move up into 300. Otherwise, we take out 288.45s, which we're currently doing right now. And I am not interested in longs in this name at all. And I actually think it could go pretty decently lower here for Tesla. Now, a big mover here, and actually my favorite on the chart right now, is going to be in DFS. This is Discover Financial. They were expected to have a $4.50 move, and they're currently down 15 bucks right now. So we got a 4 times expected move coming out of Discover right now. And the level in here is going to be at I got to like zoom all the way down here. Is going to be at 108.06 here. So if we can open under that level, rally and test it, and then roll over from there, I like this one towards that $100 number for a potential target in there tomorrow. One more that I'm carrying over here from the list of earnings names from today is kind of an unconventional one here for me, which is CVNA. I went ahead and placed an order here at 57.75 just for a little bit more of it in after hours. See if we can't pull back, test this level. I'll leave that order in place also into tomorrow. Again, small size. I'm just looking to see if we can't get a fill off of 57.75s here and rally this thing into second day earnings moves. This also is breaking daily, weekly charts, so has plenty of room to run if it really wants to. So again, kind of a weird start to earnings season here. I'm a little bit disappointed, I think, kind of across the board in a bunch of these names in terms of what I was expecting or at least thinking that we would see. So yeah, we'll kind of keep an eye on them, see how it plays out. But at the moment, these are the 4 names in which I'm going to be watching: Netflix, Tesla, Discover, and CVNA. Let me know in the comments below any names that you guys are watching here into earnings, kind of rounding out the rest of this week. Friday, tomorrow is my last trading day of the week. Friday is going to be a travel day, so quick heads up, it will be the best trading day of the week. That's kind of how it works. So you're welcome for that. And yeah, that's what I got. Thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace. I'm still here. Bye-bye.